A woman's bravery saves children from death, but later pays that toll with a fatal fall. Is her spirit stuck reliving the event that took her life? Well, pull up a chair and join us around the haunting table. Welcome back, everybody, to the Haunting Table podcast, where we have to record the beginning for a second time because we screwed up. I screwed up. We all screwed. What? You know what? Who's pointing fingers? Not me. Not me. But anyway, welcome back, everybody, to the Haunting Table podcast. I'm your ghost boy. Jake Woods, accompanied by ghost boy Tyler Creole Seasoning. What? Tyler Creole Seasoning and Anthony Adamson. How we doing today, boys?
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Huh?
Sorry.
Say Creole Seasoning? Wait.
It's Tyler Creole. I like that one, actually. I kind of like that one.
Tyler
Creole. Tyler Creole. But yes, so I guess that's just an ongoing joke we're going to have to deal with, guys. Fucking deal with it. But anyway, welcome back to the Haunting Table Podcast, episode 9. Episode 9.
Number
We're
9.
almost to that double-digit range, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, dude.
Almost
That's
there.
kind of a big deal.
Almost
That
there.
is pretty...
I love how every episode we're just like, dang, episode 8.
Well, we just
episode 5.
There's no reason we should
We just surprise ourselves that we keep going, I think, is what
I know.
it
I'm
is.
surprised we haven't gotten canceled yet.
But we love it. We love it. I mean, yes, we're doing another remote episode, and yes, it destroys me from the inside out, but I love telling these stories, and I love doing the podcast. So if that means we have to do remote episodes because we can't get onto locations,
Oh, well. It is what it is, I guess.
it is what it is. I love doing it regardless.
I love you guys.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I also love lamb.
Love you too. Okay.
Oh.
So moving
I'm
quote
just
day. All right, cool. All right, but anyway, so if you haven't listened to episode 8, which, Tyler, where was that? Episode 8?
That was in the Biltmore... oh, wait, no, never mind. It was the Baltimore. I'm just kidding. It wasn't the Baltimore. It was the Biltmore Hotel in Coral Gables, Florida.
Yes, and they will not let
Good
me
thing
live
we
that down
started
yet.
re-recording that because I forgot that during the first recording. So...
They're not going to let me live that down that I called it the Baltimore because I was tired and I can't read. But
Went
yeah,
from
so...
Biltmore to Baltimore to Baltimore, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Are they fucking with me or what?
If you haven't checked out that episode, go ahead and get that a listen to. Episode number 8. But yeah, we are on episode number 9 now. So thank you, everybody, for joining. And if you haven't already shown us some love, please head over to our social media accounts. Haunting_table. That is for Twitter and Instagram. You can keep up to date with what we're doing. Look at some cool pictures for the investigation. Maybe some behind the scenes stuff sometimes, and then maybe some Puppy Sunday sometimes if I don't forget to do it, which I've continuously forgot to do for the past 2 weeks for some reason.
Hey man, you forgot one day, I forget about every day. I've been terrible at posting on socials the last 2 weeks, so I'm gonna fall on that grenade. I apologize.
No, we're falling on
getting
that
back on
grenade
it.
Yeah,
together.
it's been holiday season. We've all been worried about family stuff. Don't worry about it, man. Let's lock in together. Let's hold hands together through virtual realm. Okay, we got this. All right,
People watching on YouTube.
the claw.
What are you grabbing out there, buddy?
But yeah, and then of course, like we say on every episode, if you feel like it, head over to our email address, thehauntingtable@gmail.com, and give us some tips and tricks on how to podcast because we're not pros, or maybe get us into some places. If you got some places you can get us into, that'd be fantastic. Or you could just send us an email telling us that you ate a Lego one time. I don't care. Whatever. Do what you got to do. And then, of course, I think one of the most important things that we haven't been kind of drilling is if you guys wouldn't mind, if you like this podcast, you like what we do, please head over to the Apple Podcast app and give us a 5-star review. Leave a rating. You got to do both to keep us to help us shoot up to the top of the charts. You got to do both. You got to leave us a rating and then leave a review. You could literally say whatever. You could also say that you ate a Lego in your review. Do what you got to do, but that'll help us out greatly. and it doesn't cost you anything. So that'd be awesome. We appreciate that. But yeah, so, and then of course, thanks again for everybody that bought the demo merch. We, I believe, have some stuff in the works that maybe Tyler will tell you at the end of the episode. We'll see what happens there. But moving forward, just to get in the episode, we got some hot, juicy disclaimer turds to drop right on your chest, consensually. Of course, you're just a freak. You're into that shit. So, first and foremost, we are not professionals. We're just three ghost boys. We're just three ghost boys that like to
doing ghost boy things,
read about hauntings, investigate ghosts, and make really stupid jokes. I'm not professional in audio. We're not professional podcasters. I mean, Tyler's a professional troll, of course. I'm a professional idiot that can't read or pronounce moccasins. I call back to another episode. Moccasins.
Moccasins.
Yo, that was so hilarious. I forgot all about that.
But Anthony actually is a cop, so good on him for doing something. But yeah, so just keep that in your back of your mind when listening to us. We're not pros. We're not professional ghost hunters. We're not professional ghostbusters, and we're not professional ghost nutters. God damn, I hope I can sync that up because we're recording everything separately instead of doing it all through Discord. So hopefully I can link up that nutting because I am distraught that our nuts are not in sync anymore. I can't stand that I can't nut in sync with my boys anymore, you know?
I know.
Yeah,
that
when
is
you
the most depressing
when you get
part
some
about
guys
this.
together, they just sync up.
Yeah.
They're
And
not
it hurts.
synced up.
It hurts my heart that we can't nut at the same time anymore.
Not
I
unlike
agree.
a certain thing that happens to women. They all
I
get
wasn't saying
synchronized
it.
and shit.
That's
They hang
I'll
out together
say
and
it.
they nut together. You know, boys that stay together nut together. That's what it is.
That's true.
Exactly.
But so Anthony,
Fuck that no
now,
nut November shit.
Now Anthony's got the other disclaimer turd.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm a cop, and I'm here to tell you to get permission before going into the places that we talk about.
If you like what we do and you want to do
If you like what you do, or like what we do, then obviously get permission from the owner of the property, law enforcement, because if you get permission, and I'm stumbling over my words, you might as well call me Jake Woods.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
I just can't read. I don't stumble on my words, all right?
All right, my bad. So if you're in a building late at night and you have permission, and then somebody's driving by and it's 2 a.m. and they see a bunch of flashlights in an abandoned building, cops are probably going to get called. So
yeah,
ask
happened.
for permission and let the law enforcement agency near you know that you're investigating. Because if you get arrested for trespassing, that's on you, buddy. That's an arrestable offense.
That's not
Don't
on the
be an
haunting
idiot.
table.
Nope.
Do not say that we said go in that building and investigate for ghosts at night.
No. And then
They're
last but not
handcuffed on
least,
the
the
sidewalk.
last disclaimer turd, the maybe possibly the juiciest. It depends on who you ask. But Tyler, what's that last disclaimer turd? Pinch that out for us real quick.
Oh yeah. Jesus. I was trying to think of something to say there, but nope, not
He's
even.
got a mouthful of Sprite. He's trying not to spit out.
So the last one here is to make sure to be respectful. We always try to make sure that we're respectful to the victims, to their families. We do not denigrate or insult anyone that's involved in the stories that we tell for you, the viewers. Obviously, we make jokes, as you can tell. We try to have a good time. Yeah. We're just three ghost bros broing out.
Yep.
Yeah.
These stories can get pretty morbid, so we like to keep things light.
Yeah, there's been a few pretty fucked up things we've talked about on here.
Yeah.
Honestly,
there's been a couple
but
really fucked up things that made us sick to our stomach to talk about.
Right.
And it's only gonna
So
get worse.
that's
There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. So just
But
like
yes.
Tyler said, keep that in the back of your mind. We try our best to be respectful, but we will
Absolutely.
joke. That's what happens. But anyway, now with that out of the way, Tyler, where are we today, buddy?
We are in is it Arvada? Arvada or Arvado? I feel like
Arvada. Mr. Town
Arvada.
History.
Yep.
Mr. Town History that had to ask us where we were today before. He's the guy that does the town history and had to message the group.
First up.
I was like, hey, where are we at today?
30 minutes before podcast.
I was like,
That
bud,
is-
I hope you're joking.
Okay, so first off, I'm looking up things to post on our socials for the upcoming week, trying to find pictures and such. And I type in the location that we're in, and it listed 4 towns, and I'm like, oh fuck. Did I do the right one? It's Arvada, right? And so I messaged him like, where are we at?
Fucking scared me for a second there. I was like, bro, what? There's a lot of research
hello?
you got to do, and you haven't done any of that yet? I was a little worried, if I'm being honest. But he knows where we're at. He's got some good research, so hit us with it, bud.
All right, so we are in Arvada, I literally said California. Colorado. California, let's go, baby.
Wrong state. All right, wrap it up, boys. Episode's over.
Yep, let's go home. You guys did the wrong place, not me. We're in Arvada, California. I want to give a little history about kind of just the area before we get into the town history, because there's some little bit of important stuff that leads up to this town being made. So it was the gold rush, which would have been late 1800s, early 1900s, that kind of stuff. So the first discovery of gold in this area in the Rocky Mountain region, it was June of 1850, specifically June 22nd of 1850. And that was Lewis Ralston. He was from Georgia. He was a prospector, and he was headed for the California gold fields. And quotes from, I don't exactly remember where, I think it was the Historical Society, was he dipped his he dipped his sluice pan into a small stream near its mouth at Clear Creek. That is word for word what I found for that.
Yo, I'm
and
bet
that is oddly sexual.
Did you say sluice pan?
Sluice pan. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Fuck yeah, dude. That sounds so good to me. Dipping that sluice pan into a fucking mouth.
I'll
dip my
into
sluice
the
pan
mouth?
in your mouth.
Oh my
Keep
God.
it up, and we're gonna get a rated R.
Yeah.
We are rated R. I mean, I put rated R. I put M for mature on every episode.
Good. Because this is not for children.
No.
not-
I mean, if you
not
don't
when
know
we're-
that by now, then that's on you. Unless you're
Not
new,
when
then welcome.
Welcome.
Oh, hey, hi. How's it going? We're mature.
We're not. We're not. That should
No.
be the fourth disclaimer. We are not professionals, and we are not mature.
Right, exactly. We have to go and rewrite everything now. But so Ralston, he found about a 1/4 ounce
Of weed.
which
I don't know why that fucking said he found a 1/4 ounce there, and he
What?
got baked out of his mind.
is that a lot? Is that a lot?
I don't
if that's a
know.
lot.
I don't know, but it just for some
I
reason
don't-
that's the first thing that came into my head when you said that.
Anthony, is that
Yeah,
a lot?
Anthony, is that a lot? You're the
I
cop.
just-
You should know, shouldn't you?
I'm just gonna back away from this.
That
Is
means
6
no.
grams a lot of weed, Anthony?
Is
No, 6 grams is not a lot of weed.
Cool.
all right. Continue.
Anyway, I don't know. But either way, so he found a 1/4 ounce or 6 grams of gold, and that would have been worth about $5 at the time, I guess. So that might be a lot. I feel like that's a lot. $5? That's got to be a shitload of
What
money.
year again?
This dude's a millionaire. 1800s?
1800s. Yeah, that's probably got to
Yeah.
be with inflation like close to 20 to 50 bucks, probably within that range.
It says, it says then worth about $5. So Jesus Christ! I wasn't even gonna say anything. We knew you had it. You were gonna just come in and
Of
just
course
say
he's gonna
exactly
Google
what
it.
it is.
This is why.
Come on,
I
Anthony.
miss doing the investigations in person, because then Anthony doesn't have a fucking computer.
Right,
So
exactly.
He looks everything up. Hey guys, hey, just so I just looked it up, guys.
click.
Have you talked about this yet? Actually, look
Can
at
you
his
type
face.
faster? Hurry up!
Look at his face as we're making fun of him.
Enhancing.
But all right,
How much
so
is
yeah,
it,
the
Anthony?
guy got a couple bucks.
Anthony, how much is it?
$166.85.
Wow, really? I was
Damn.
way off. Holy shit.
Yep, $5
Nice.
18.50.
Woo,
Wow.
baby! All right, cool. I wish I had that kind of money. Can I have $5?
I wish I had money. Anyway,
Right.
continue.
Yeah, I was just saying, can I have $5 now, like present day?
Yeah, I'll take $5 in today's worth. I don't care. I'll take anything.
Right. So his companions, as they were called, I like that word. Saw that online. It was a nice little word. Companions sounds kind of.
Sweet.
Never mind.
Sounds
Never mind.
endearing.
Never mind.
Endearing. Sounds
I
sweet.
had a completely different word.
Sounds
I was
like they
gonna
do
describe that with, but no.
some stuff to each other while they're out there in the
Do they?
wilderness. You know?
Do you think they ghost nut together?
Oh, they ghost nut together. They ghost
Oh,
nut
yeah.
together. Oh, they ghost nut on each other. No, I'm just kidding. All right, continue.
Jesus.
His companions named the stream Ralston's Creek in his honor. I'm assuming that'd be the stream that they found this in, because I think they said they found it.
They didn't name like his piss, like as he's pissing in his honor. They named it. Look, that's a good stream, mound. Dude. That's you got a pretty strong stream there, bud. It's named in your honor. So whatever.
I just feel like that's an awkward conversation you'd have at like a urinal in like a really sketchy like public bathroom. He just that one person that sits like way too close to you, like there's like 3 extra urinals and he just sits right next to you. And that's a nice stream you got there.
Wait, what's the name of the stream again?
It's Ralston's Creek.
Yo, that's a Ralston Creek stream you got there, bud.
Nice creek
why are you here?
That's a real Ralston Creek you got going on there, bud. What? Can you please leave me alone so I can piss?
You go 3 fucking stalls down.
All imagining.
Yo, that's right next moving forward. Moving forward, I'm naming every stream that sounds healthy a Ralston Creek. Bro's got a Ralston Creek in that stall over there, dude. You could hear it for days.
Okay.
Given this was the 1850s, I just imagine him behind a tree, like really far away or some shit, and some dude just pops out. Hey, man, that's a nice stream you got going.
Ralston Creek, I'm going to call it from here on, dude. Ralston Creek.
That's a really healthy stream. We're going to call that Ralston's Creek, all right? My guy,
shit's just loud. They're not even close to him. They just hear like, "What the fuck is that? A hose?" They find it like, "Dude, that's a Ralston Creek."
Moving on.
We have spent way too much time in the first 2 sentences of my fucking history.
That's funny. I don't care. That's funny.
Holy shit!
Piss jokes, man. Piss jokes and nutting jokes. That's what we are, Anthony. If you don't like that, leave. If you don't like that, Anthony, there's the door. All right,
leave. It's behind you. It's loud and hard to open.
Mutes himself. All right. Anyway, continue.
But they named this creek, this stream, in his honor. Oddly enough, I guess they all left the next morning to go to California.
Too much piss everywhere.
Yeah, apparently. Jesus Christ. But during.
Hell yeah! This is the energy I like, man. Right here. This is what I'm talking about.
Oh shit, that's funny, dude.
We're not sponsored by.
What, Anthony? Shut up! I'm trying to get my
off
history.
His Sprite, and he's like making sure they know we're not sponsored.
Yeah,
because we're not.
I have a can and I'm trying to drink.
Hey, Sprite, what's up, dude?
We're here, dude.
You gonna sponsor this? We into this bitch? So anyway, moving on. So in 1858, during the Pikes Peak Gold Rush, he brought another group of prospectors back to the site of his first discovery of his very nice stream. Just kidding, of the gold. I guess so. I don't know what placer gold is, but they described it. It said the placer gold in the area was soon played out, which I would. From the sounds of this, it was like the probably like the top layer of gold, maybe. I don't know if that's right. So you can crucify me later for not knowing.
Your guess is as good as mine, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Wait. I see calculations happening in Anthony's eyes right now.
Jesus Christ.
I could hear him clicking away on his keyboard.
I'll let you guys know when I find it.
All right, continue, Tyler.
God.
Continue. Jesus Christ.
I
mean, it's interesting info. It's interesting info, but
I actually found it. If you guys want to know,
yes, I do. Go ahead.
All right, right. What is placer gold? There are 2 types of gold. There's placer gold, and then there's nodes. So I'm guessing placer gold. Sorry, I just gotta find it real quick. I had it. The nodes are like the huge like ore like spots, and then the placer gold is just like the flakes that you can find in streams and stuff like that. So.
I love that you said I found it, but then you still were like, I'm guessing this is it.
We're reading an entire article here, guys. All right, so placer gold is the flakes you find in streams.
Yep. Okay, so apparently
it's the dandruff of gold.
Right.
You're welcome.
It's the pre-cum. Anyway, so the placer gold in the area had soon played out, but the hard rock deposits, or nodes, did you say, my fellow compadre?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. The nodes of gold were found in the mountains to the west. Some of the miners, I guess, abandoned their search, and they returned to farm the land along the Ralston Creek and the Clear Creek. I guess there's 2 creeks here. Say that's where they came together. I don't know. Either way, but they decided to farm the land. They were eager to plant like crops for like the other gold seekers, I guess. The I guess apparently
right,
bud? I'm legit, like, I'm stroking out here. This is like Anthony from a few episodes ago. I just completely lost what I was going to say. Anyway, the territory of Colorado, just in general, was formed shortly after. It was in 1861. The farms of the valley expanded to feed the big, expanding, growing population of this region. So in 1870, that was when the Colorado Central Railway, I can't talk right now. They laid their tracks through the area on its route from Golden, which was another town in the area, to link up with the Kansas Pacific Railroad and the Denver Railroad at Jersey Junction, which was 3 miles north of Denver.
I would, if you go to Colorado, I highly suggest checking out Golden. It is a beautiful city in Colorado. Yeah, you could actually you can rent, if you want to stay in Denver, you can rent a moped in Denver there. It's like $70 for the entire day, and you can ride that moped all the way to Golden, Colorado. It's super cool.
That's awesome. As I will add it to my list of places to go. I
Do
guess.
it. I would say that's one thing everybody should do once in their life. It's so cool. The scenery on a moped is super fucking cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fuck. I need to stop saying Oh well.
It's all good.
It's all right. We're not professionals. We all do it.
We're not professionals.
That's right. So on December 1st of 1870, it was Benjamin F. Wadsworth and Louis A. Reno.
Of course it's a fucking Wadsworth. Of course. Fucking Wadsworth.
Do you have a story to tell about someone named Wadsworth that we don't know about?
No, it's just that that sounds like a prospector. Or it sounds like, what is it? What does Wadsworth do again?
Oh,
He's
he's
a
a
butler.
Yeah.
He makes
That's
towns.
Wadsworth. That's a prospector for sure. Wadsworth. He's got a wad's worth of gold in his hand. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's where it came from.
Oh, maybe. Could be. Probably not.
I'm going to say no. That sounds fucking stupid.
They say that you get your last name, like from the back of the day, they got their last names based on what their fathers or what they did for a living. So maybe he just got wad's worth of gold. Fucking move on, dude. Anyway.
So Woods, huh?
Yeah.
What'd your dad do?
First of all, my dad's side of the family is Native American. So there you go. They found us in the woods, I guess. I don't know. I don't even want
to know where mine comes from.
Yeah.
Where's a Creole come from?
Creole.
Wonder.
Tyler Creole, dude.
Heard they found your name on a seasoning package. Kind of crazy. So, God damn it. So Wadsworth and Reno, they plated Ralston Point, the town site. It was along the railroad, I guess, to avoid confusion with other communities but along the creek. Ralston Point was soon changed to Arvada, and that was in honor of Hiram, Hiram. I'm gonna say Hiram Arvada Haskin,
sounds good.
which was a brother-in-law of settler Mary Wadsworth, I guess, and they named it after his middle name, so that's where he got Arvada from. I always love like how towns got their names. A little interesting.
Usually
it's
something
thing,
like
right?
really weird, like
like Gary, Indiana,
or what were we
Fuck
talking
you,
about? The
Gary,
one
Indiana.
Sterling. What was it that it was before? It was like White Cloud or some shit.
No, that was Prophetstown.
Prophetstown was White.
That's
Prophetstown
right,
was White Cloud, and then Sterling was Harrisburg, because it was one of the
In Chatham.
It was like Harrisburg and Chatham. That was what Sterling's was.
Yeah, good thing it's not Chatham anymore.
Thank God. Too bad it's Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling's so much
because that's better. At least it's not Gary, Indiana. Stupid ass Gary.
Fuck you, Gary, Indiana.
Gary Indiana for people that haven't listened to all of our episodes, we shit on Gary Indiana all the time.
Because you can't
for
shit on
good
something that
purpose.
is shit.
Yeah.
You can't shit on something that is shit. I mean,
Can we?
Like I said before, sorry to everybody for making the joke about Gary, Indiana. Just kidding. Gary, Indiana sucks.
Right. Fuck you, Gary.
I'm sorry that you live
there. So, so her husband, that was Ben Wadsworth. He became the first postmaster of Arvada. I guess shortly after this, which would have been 6 years after, was when the state of Colorado was actually granted its statehood. That was August 1st.
Okay.
And then the town of Arvada was formally incorporated on August 14th of 1904. So, yeah, that's neat.
Nice.
Little interesting fun fact here. I guess it's a agricultural community, and it has claimed the title of celery capital of the world.
Fucking things to strive for. Am I right, boys?
Hey.
Yo. This wasn't even of the U.S. This was of the world.
Jesus Christ, man.
Go big or go home.
It's like if you're going to get into the celery business, you better get into into the celery business.
If you don't know Arvada and you're in the celery business, are you even in the celery business?
No, you're not.
Come on.
No.
No.
Not. Celery is a hobby for you.
Fucking bitches. Get on their level.
Yeah, anyway.
So, it's...
I think we've said anyway too many times. All right, let's stop saying anyway. I've said anyway way too many times today.
Yo, I've said 193 times. If people are at home playing a drinking game to how many times that Tyler says throughout his town history, they are going to be dead.
That's a good idea. Hey, for you at home watching this YouTube video and listening to the podcast, drink a shot of vodka every time. I'm just kidding. Please don't, because you'll die.
Please don't.
Please don't do it. Even as many times as I say anyway, don't do it. Maybe take a swig of beer.
Or moving on. We say moving on a bit too.
Yeah, so anyway,
that comes up
on.
a fair bit. So someone's out there. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, right.
Moving
on.
So the town of Arvada, it grew rapidly in the later half of the 20th century. It was I guess it's a suburb of Denver, apparently, is where this actually is. Don't know how I didn't put two and two together, but so a suburb of Denver. It became... I don't know why this made me laugh, and it shouldn't have. It became a statutory city on October 31st.
You're such an idiot, dude. You just hear statutory. You're such an idiot.
God damn it.
God.
Anyway, so moving on.
You're such an idiot.
I'm having a good time with this episode. It's been a good episode. I don't give a shit.
I'm having fun.
This is fun as shit, man. Oh, gosh. So it became that on October 31st of 1951. And a home rule municipality on July 23rd of 1963. By the end of, I think it said by 2000, it had a population of 100,000 people. So this place ain't tiny.
That's a lot. That's not small, no.
Yeah, this place is not tiny at all.
No, it isn't.
So, yeah. It's largely a commuter town to Denver and Boulder. The primary retail spots along Wadsworth Boulevard. Little... It's a person who founded it. You get it? They had a street named after him, too. Anyway.
Jesus.
And then there was also Ralston Road and Kipling Street. I don't know who Kipling is, but I'm sure he's important as well. Or she. They are probably important, too.
Or she. Yeah, good cover.
So there's... that would be the retail stuff. There is a few attractions that include the Arvada Center for the Arts and Humanities, and the Cussler Museum, which is a rare automobile collection in the town. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's about it, actually.
That wraps it up?
Yeah, pretty much. We're just going to end there on a really awkward, weird note. So there you go. We're in Arvada. Hooray.
Thank you, Tyler.
No problem, man. We got through it.
Jingle there, buddy.
We got fucking through that. Holy shit.
Holy shit. All right, now my turn to struggle through reading shit. So now that we know where we are, what are we virtually in? Because we're not actually there, and I can't say we're in there, unfortunately. And
the files are in the computer.
The files are in the computer. Well, where we are, I'm reading off of two websites that have the most information that I could find, RockyMountainParanormal.com and then the YakinYeti.com. So their actual website.
My interview is actually from one of the paranormal members of that group.
Cool. So awesome. Then they'll probably link up.
Nice.
All right, so let's just jump into it. We are in the Yak and Yeti Brewpub in Arvada, Colorado. So
Nice.
About the house, a little bit of history, the background of the house. In 1864, Eli or Ellie, most likely Eli, back then, built a house. In the 1800s, everybody was still hella sexist, so it was probably a dude. I'm kidding. It was a dude. So anyway, in 1864, Eli Allen built a one-story frame house, 24 foot by 27 foot. So, that is tiny. 24 foot by 27.
You say 24?
24 foot by 27 house. It is a one-story frame house with a board floor and a cellar under the house, which I'm assuming is probably as big, if not maybe half the size. The cellar appears to still exist under the east side of the present house today, known as the Yak and Yeti Brewpub, a basement 24 by 27. So yeah, the same size. Eli Allen was the second postmaster of Arvada, having taken over from Benjamin Wadsworth in 1882. Look at that.
Nice.
Overlap the stories
Oh
there.
my gosh, they're connected. It's like they're in the same town or something.
Who'da thunk?
That's crazy.
He operated the post office from his home until 1889, when the structure was described as a lovely home, in quotes, at the location of present-day Ralston Road and Yarrow Street, Yarrow Street. The Allen family also maintained racehorses in a large stable on the property and were instrumental in the development of the Highline Canal, giving them water to irrigate crops properly. And as we know from Tyler's terrific research, that was probably celery. So, good for them.
Goddamn celery capital of the world here.
But yeah, to irrigate water their crops as early as 1863, the year of 1863. So Eli's son, C. Irwin Allen, C, the letter C, because everything's abbreviated, took over the property in 1891, and in preparation for his upcoming marriage, upgraded the existing house, or perhaps built an entirely new 2-story brick structure on the site. Irwin passed away unexpectedly at the age of 28. That's young as shit. So he builds this house, or at least in addition to this building, and then dies at 28. That's my age. That's me being dead right now. That's crazy.
Forever 28 club.
Yeah, forever 28. That's a good year to die. What? Anyway.
No.
What?
No, it's never a good year to die.
What?
It's never a good year to die, dude.
The only year that's probably good to die is when you're like 150 and you're just like you're the fucking little character from SpongeBob that's just like the little shriveled up chick in the wheelchair.
I remember chocolate.
When your mind goes from I don't want to die to please God just
Please
let
kill
me
me.
die. That's
a good
the
idea.
time.
Too old.
That's the time that
Not
the switch
28.
is like that fine line. Just boop, please take me.
I meant it just because for me personally, I want to die. No, it's an even number. I don't know why. If I die, I want it to be on an even number. I don't know why.
30
It's just a
and
weird
32 and any
It's one of
other
those
number
weird things.
besides 28.
Anyway, leaving the unfurnished house and property to his new bride, Jenny, spelled Jennie, photographs of the house from period show the distinctive fish scale shingles, windows, roof pitch, and carved barge boards still visible today. In 1894, the independently wealthy Elias W. Van Hooris. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
100%.
Yeah, it's either Voorhuis or Van Voorhees. It's VANVOORHIS. So Voorhees.
Sure, go with it.
Anthony, what do you got, buddy?
Nothing.
Okay. Elias came to Colorado for wealth reasons, even though he was already independently wealthy. But I mean, good on him. While on a buggy ride along Ralston Road, he and his young bride Cora spotted the house, and later bought it from the widow Allen. The last name Allen, not like the dude's. Like her name was Allen. They
like our buddy Alan.
Go take a potty break, Alan. Just in case you haven't heard.
Hit that pause button, boss.
Yeah, in case you haven't heard the other episodes, we like to make fun of one of our friends named Alan.
Yep.
But anyway, they bought the house from the widow, and they completed the construction and hired a Denver architect to design an addition to the west side of the house, which was completed in 1895. The two sides were joined at the tower, which is in the middle. You can look at pictures. Anthony will be throwing up pictures as we're talking here. Or actually, Tyler's gonna be the one editing this one. Look at this guy.
It's gonna be great. Watch it be so much better than Anthony's.
Oh yeah,
I'm just kidding.
For sure.
I'm kidding.
For sure.
I'm kidding.
It's gonna
great,
be so
man.
much better. We all know. Anthony,
it ain't gonna be
you
better.
You suck, Anthony.
It's all right. I can't be good at everything.
No, it's good. Of course, it's good. For some reason, your guys' what is going on here? Your cameras have stopped moving. Why is that?
Oh,
not for me.
Okay.
And here it is going live.
There we go. Oh, we're back. We back in this? I think we're back in
still frozen. What is happening here? Anyway, so everybody looking at a frozen picture of Anthony. That's cool.
Fine. At least he doesn't have a stupid look on his face. Oh wait, he does.
Right?
Not.
I don't know what.
Just kidding.
I don't know why it's doing that right now.
I really wish you could see what he's actually doing. Hey, can you put that Sprite down? We're not sponsored yet.
You can't see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna freeze it again, and I don't know, guys. This is what happens when you do live shows of any sort.
Yeah,
we're live. Right. We're doing it live, and now this is gonna be ugly on the screen. You know what? Guys, I don't care. Anyway,
just leave it frozen. I don't give a shit. Watch
right.
my face.
At least it's a good picture, man. You're sitting there, you're smiling. So good for you.
Yeah,
I don't know why yours is frozen, but his isn't. That makes no sense to me. Whatever. So anyway, they finished the renovations in 1895, and they connected the additions by the tower in the middle of the building. Cora and Elias had twin daughters, but only Elizabeth, called Betty, survived. And then Anthony just left and then came back. Hello? You there?
Did it help? Did it unfreeze my picture?
Yeah. No, it didn't.
Okay.
So now you're just making bleep noises.
There's a shot in the dark.
Yeah, and your camera's really dark now. But moving on.
just keep going, bro.
I'm really trying here, guys. Anyway, so they had twin daughters, but only Elizabeth, who they called Betty, survived birth. Betty married Milton Nicholson. They call him Nick. Part of a well-known family of masons and builders who were involved in the construction of several of Arvada's churches. Cora Van Hooris, for his sister, mother, and Uncle Ned lived with the family in this house. And Uncle Ned used to take refuge from all the women reading in what is known as the tower room, which he called the sanctuary. So I guess there's a ton of women and then this guy.
Sanctuary.
Ton of women in the house except him.
Bro, I love that. That's awesome.
Ned, Cora's mother, his sister, and husband, Elias, eventually passed away, leaving Cora living in this big house with Betty and Nick and their daughter and son. In 1929, a fire was started by baby mice fucking around with some matches. That's not even a joke. This was by the Arvada fire marshal says that these baby mice were fucking around with some matches.
Damn those fucking baby mice.
No joke.
I just imagine like Tom and Jerry, like the mouse is just like trying to light up, something, and all of a sudden, oh no!
they just found some matches and they're just sitting there playing with them, starting them on fire and putting them out. Just kids, just baby mice being mice. Mice being
Fuck
mice.
them mice.
Playing around with matches, they caused an extensive damage to the east side of the building, including the destruction
Jesus.
of the balconies. Cora saved the sleeping children by wrapping them in wet sheets and carrying them downstairs through the smoke.
Good job,
Damn.
Cora.
That is heroic.
You
What a
are
beast.
a beast. Exactly.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It is so funny that everyone's camera's working except Anthony's. He's just
You might have to
chilling.
go and take out the.
Nope, I'm just going to be a frozen face from here on out. They can look at that same stupid looking smirk the entire...
Oh, it's fixed.
Oh,
fixed
there
it.
I am.
Hey, I fixed it.
Hey! What's
I don't
up?
know
really
why
dark.
I'm so dark now.
No, because you, I don't know, but you're there. Good enough.
Yay!
Welcome. This is what we do, guys. And I know a lot of people will be like, why don't you edit this stuff out? Because I don't want to.
Nope.
Not because I'm lazy, because I think this is kind of like who we are, just showing you what happens behind the scenes. I like live shows.
We're
It
just
seems
three
more real.
We're just three real dudes, just really fucking up.
Three ghost boys just ghosting it up.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she saved them from a fire by wrapping them in wet blankets and carrying them through the smoke like a boss.
like
Nick
a
and Betty.
fucking boss.
Nick and Betty used to celebrate their birthdays together each year. Nick's was September 1st and Betty's was September 2nd, with an all-night party, beginning with stuffed pork chop dinner in the upstairs dining room, then off for dancing until midnight at the Trocadero Ballroom in the Elitch Gardens, which is a beautiful place if you've never been there, and back to the house for date cake, whatever the fuck date cake is.
I want me some date cake.
What is it just dates? Just the fruit? I'm assuming, or dates are what are dates are not fruit, are they?
Dates
a
dates
a
are
nut,
things
right?
that I don't go on.
I don't know. Nice. That was a slow burn there. I didn't even hear you at first. But bridge parties were also common in this room, and Betty's orange embroidery is still visible on the wall. But
So by the way, date cake is 1.5 cups of water, raisins. There's dates, baking soda, butter, white sugar, eggs, vanilla extract. I'm done talking. By the
nice.
way,
Okay, cool.
So
Anthony,
it's
I think your camera's a little wobbly here because you have the exposure too high. Turn the exposure down and then turn the gain up in the settings for that. But anyway,
Okay.
So later on, 1940, unfortunately, Cora dies from injuries suffered by falling down the stairs. I mean, that is some shit, right? You save
that's
some kids from
terrible.
burning to death in a fire, and then you fall down some stairs. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's no good. No bueno. R.I.P.
No
Cora.
bueno. R.I.P. Cora. Nick and Betty's daughter, Katie, reported visits from Cora's ghost after the funeral, and stories tell that Uncle Ned is also still roaming the halls. But both are said to be friendly ghosts, so nothing malicious.
That's good, at least.
Yeah. After the death of her mother, Betty divorced Nick. I guess her mother was the glue that kept the relationship together. What the fuck?
It's kind of strange.
Apparently.
I'm just going to say coincidence. After the death of her mother, Betty divorced Nick, cut down the trees, and modernized the house. So I'm assuming she kicked Nick out. She subdivided the 33-acre homestead and sold the lots, then turned the big house into apartments. She expanded
How would you like to...
What's
Sorry.
up?
How would you like to lose your house, this amazing mansion,
Right?
to probably a pretty bad divorce, I'm guessing. You lose the house.
To get
and
back then
she
in the
just,
early 1900s, mid 1900s, to divorce, that wasn't a good thing. That was
No.
That was looked
Yeah.
So
down
it was
upon.
probably bad.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she just takes that huge, beautiful mansion and turns it into apartments.
right.
And pretty much gives you the big fuck you finger.
Yikes.
And says, deuces, I'm out. And
Deuces.
then just moves out. You don't get the house, but
Later.
I'm not living here either. So
But so yes, she divided the 33-acre homestead and sold the lots. Then turned the big house into apartments. She expanded the quarters by dragging the old chicken coop across the yard and attaching it to the rear of the house, where it today houses the chickens and restrooms. Katie lived in the apartments in the old barn when she graduated from college. Over the years, the house became run down and increasingly in need of major repairs. But since the money wasn't available, it was eventually gutted and made ready for demolition. However, in 1997, a group of investors/contractors bought the property and spent 3 years of their own labor restoring it and converting it into a restaurant/brewpub. They kept the original room layout as much as possible. Katie's old bedroom is now a boardroom, and her brother's room is known as the owner's room today. The original 1895 hardwood floors are preserved in many areas. And what is now the office room was once Cora's washroom and summer kitchen, where she put up her famous canned peaches. But yeah, so that is the story of the Yak and Yeti Brewpub.
That's cool. They kept the floors.
Yeah,
actually.
It's. I mean, if you look at the pictures, it looks they kept the era to it. If you look at the pictures of it, which we'll be posting now, it looks cool. It looks like the old-fashioned colors. The balconies are kind of still there for the most part. So it's a cool building. It's a really cool building.
Yeah.
But now I'm jumping to a little bit of the paranormal stuff here. I've got a little bit here I can cover, and then Anthony's got some stuff from his interview. So it has been reported by employees and guests that they have seen a woman falling down the stairs, which obviously is Cora. They say they can see her falling. There's been some reports of her falling. The employees claim that they will hear people and see shadows around the building after hours when there's nobody else in the building. When Nick was a young boy, he said that his grandmother would come into his room, sit at the end of the bed, and talk to him at night. Now, Anthony, let me know if any of these are stories.
Yeah, you're taking a lot of the stories from my interview.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume a lot of these stories from here are because it's from your boys that you interviewed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, if you want to take over.
Yeah, unless you have any other actual stories for the house besides paranormal stuff, because a lot of my interview just covered the paranormal.
Let's see. I'm gonna randomly open something here. Let's see history. Let's do, because there's there's a couple websites here that I looked into, and I don't know if they're gonna have good history in them, but I mean, I guess we'll find out.
It's worth a shot.
It is worth a shot.
You never know.
It's a lot nicer to actually go to places, because then you can sit down and speak with the historical society members. You can look at the newspapers, go into the microfilm at the library, look through some of the very, very old stuff that they have. And when we're kind of stuck at home like this, all we have is really websites or calling people, and we got a lot of information from calling people, and that directed us to websites and stuff like that. So
I got hauntedcolorado.net, and I'm just gonna read this here. It looks pretty interesting. Maybe it won't be, but it was updated on the 10th of August in 2008. So this is, for those who do not know, the Cheshire Cat Brewpub in Arvada is gone, and in its place, the Yak and Yeti moved in to give local diners a new and different treat, I guess. I wish I had a brew pub by me. That'd be cool to go to. But list here says the outside looks the same as, for the most part, the interior, and someone of course is still brewing beer. But now there are guests at all hours of the day. One employee was very sincere, relating her experience in the back room at night. She heard doors banging and pans hitting the floor. She thought it was the work of ghosts, of course. And then readers will remember the visit to the Yak and Yeti. So actually, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not gonna read this shit. Anthony, go ahead and jump into your stuff. This was all single instance reports, so I'm not gonna read those.
I got you.
Just take your time with yours, because we're only at 48 minutes right now. So take your time with yours.
This is a little bit longer interview, anyways. So. I'll start at the beginning, let him introduce himself. He was a super awesome interview. It was part of the Rocky Mountain Paranormal, I think, Society is the proper name for it, and that was the website that you were looking at, which is kind of cool that we both found that. So
right. And just so he knows, if he listens to this episode, he had his information laid out pretty well. So good on them, and the pictures they posted are pretty cool.
They have been around for 22 years.
As an investigation group?
As an investigation group.
I wish I hope we're like that. I hope we do that.
they are squared away. Like, they are legit. So, we even gave us some tips that, about what we can do and stuff, but we won't delve too much into that for you guys. But they reached out to us and kind of gave us some tips and kind of, put their arm around our shoulder and was like, hey, here's some things, here's some do's and don'ts, and here's, a way to make your investigations a little bit more efficient. So thank you so much for all of that.
Of course,
we appreciate it, guys.
All right, and we're going to jump right in QQQ right into it.
All right. Because Illinois party...
Sorry, that's just some legal stuff.
Good Q.
Brian Bonner.
Okay, perfect. And what paranormal group are you part of?
Rocky Mountain Paranormal.
Awesome.
So, there we go. Ryan Bonner.
I feel like you could have just said that.
You literally...
I know.
Like 3
you
seconds
told me
of
to
him
drag it out.
saying
You told me to drag it out, dude. So I'm dragging it out.
You could have said that in the exact same
That's so
amount
funny.
of time.
He's like, I'm going to have him introduce himself. All right, press the button. Hi.
Yeah,
from the Rocky
Who are
Mountain
you?
I just wanted-
Paranormal Group.
I'm Brian Bonner.
Sometimes it's really hard to like pronounce their names the way they do, and
You just didn't want to
I
actually
didn't-
say Brian Boner.
yeah, I didn't want to fuck his name up. I knew it was Brian.
You didn't want to say Brian Boner. Just say it as it is, man.
Yeah, all right. I didn't. I wanted to give some respect on his name. So, all right. So the first one is going to be the history of the building, which I'm skipping because Jay covered most of that. So the
In
second
his
one,
awesome
the second
segment.
cue, is going to be about their investigation and
Sweet.
what they did and when they went into the Yak and Yeti. So, QQQ.
And we went in on July the 4th for the first time, 2008. And we figured we were just going in to kind of appease the guy, make him feel comfortable going into his house. It's like, we don't know anything about this building, but, we're willing to try.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in there, and it was kind of interesting because... How can I say this? We generally kind of use the same equipment that you see any other ghost hunting group or whoever used, but we're very particular and we make sure that we're trained in how to use the equipment and as whatever it was designed to be used for, not necessarily as ghost hunting.
So I'm going to pause it there. What he means is like EMF detectors have a purpose
A
for
legitimate
what they're
use.
used
Yeah.
for, not just for paranormal investigations.
Right.
That's not why they were created.
As an evident of that, Anthony, what are you recording these interviews on?
I am recording this on a recorder, which is not an EVP. Well, yeah, we say it's an EVP.
That's
an EVP
I'm literally
recorder.
showing. Yeah, I'm proving your point.
Yeah, I know. I'm going into it. I'm explaining it to the audience. We call them EVP recorders, but really it's just a digital recorder that I used to have for when I was in college, so I could listen to lectures.
The reason that they're so popular for catching ghosts is they have a high gain value. So they catch a lot of high noises that you wouldn't necessarily hear. Like I could leave this microphone on in the room and it's not going to pick up what a handheld recorder can because the high gain value of those microphones, which is why they're used to pick up ghosts.
Yes. And it's very nice that we have Jay, who's an audio kind of not expert, but he's proficient in the field.
You're
we're not
really
professional. You're not
that-
professional.
You're not that good. You're just okay.
It's like we got Jay, who's not an expert.
You and your
I
audio
agree.
mediocrity.
I'm not. So
Yeah,
I agree.
and we all have our own little things that we bring to the team, and it really helps.
Exactly.
So Tyler's good at editing. Tyler's good at video and that kind of stuff. He's good at
Tyler has literally
digital-
never edited a video ever, and he goes.
Well, he
with,
helps me with it. He helps me, gives me ideas
He's good
with
with
it.
the social. He's good with the socials. He's good with his research, and he's good at making phone calls and getting us into places and talking to people.
So we appreciate you.
And,
This is a gigantic hug fest right
and,
now. But all right,
and
Anthony's
and,
not good
and
at
making
No, I'm not.
a logo and stuff.
Anthony's
I'm not.
Anthony's
all
been
that
good with the
stuff,
videos and the
but
interviews. He's been really good with the interviews. These are professional grade interviews, buddy. Appreciate you.
Not like Tyler does like the logo and other things like that. But
I was saying you do like the digital creation stuff. So
Yeah, that's Tyler. That's Tyler Carroll, not Tyler Creole.
Carolini.
So.
All right.
Shit, wrong
All
guy.
right, back to Brian.
We've got our little base station with all the cameras and audio equipment scattered throughout the place. And one of our investigators decided to go up to Nick's room where there had been reported activity from, little boy in his bedroom. Of course, it was now a part of the dining room. But he went up and sat down in one corner, and there were these lighting sconces around. There was one on each corner of the room. And he said when he sat down, he heard what sounded like somebody almost, tapping a fingernail on one of the glass sconces. So he'd get up and wander over to it, and it'd stop. And then it'd pick up on another one, so he'd go over to the other part of the room, and it would stop. And after a few times of chasing it around, he's like, we're not getting anything on audio, and I'm tired of chasing this around. So he just went over and sat down again. Well, after a while, he decided he was going to come down. So it was about 12:30 in the morning. And he decided that he was going to just come down and hang out with the rest of us. We can watch it remotely. So when he did, he left the room. And just after he left the room, on the video, you can see that some dust blew by, and then one of the chairs appeared to kind of lift up and readjust itself by itself.
So they're talking about a chair and dust lifting up and then readjusting itself. So they ended up there was a group in the same area that were like a skeptics group that kind of like, they worked with paranormal groups to kind of bring a different view point of, a lot of groups come in and they're like, oh, this is 100% haunted. That's not what Brian's paranormal group is. They take the scientific method. They're very analytical about everything. So they want outside minds, and he said they were very intelligent people like doctors, lawyers, and that kind of stuff. Big brain people, So they came in to see if they could debunk this chair to figure it out. I'm kind of summarizing here. Talked about they thought magnets under the floor, which didn't make any sense, and even one of them brought up that there was a fire escape that went up to the second floor, right? Mm-hmm. They said a little person snuck up the fire escape, moved the chair, crawled under the chair, moved the chair, and then snuck down the fire escape.
Was it hired to do this?
I don't know. So that was one of their opinion things of like what it could be, And he said,
I feel like it's more plausible to say it was a ghost. It's more reasonable to say it was a ghost than, so we just found the perfect size little person. We gave him $30. We said, hey, can you slide your little ass down this chimney and then move a chair and then somehow crawl back up it?
I see
Brian
him in the
himself
chimney just like going like this and shit, like just crawling up.
Said if you...
he's got both his legs outside,
They're just for people that aren't viewing the YouTube, they're thinking of a little person just wedging himself up a wall, both hands on each side of the wall, just kind of like Tom Cruising his way up the side of the wall. Like,
bro, what if instead of that, there's someone on the roof that's got a fucking rope, just like the first Mission Impossible, that's like staying up there holding him and like slowly lowering him down into there and then pulls him back up? That'd be great too.
What if he doesn't? He's like not paying attention up there, so like he's like, all right, I'm ready, and he's like yanking up, like pull me up, and then he's like, all right, what do I do? They're gonna look, and then he finally gets yanked up.
He gets hit. He hits the top. The freaking table. He's under the table. Yanks him through the table. Moves the chair.
You're like, okay, so that wasn't even supposed to happen. He was supposed to scare him. Like he was supposed to jump out and be like, boo, ha, gotcha. But he ended up hitting the chair and then getting pulled up out of the chimney.
Yeah. Brian said if you follow the scientific method and the way that develops, it's more plausible that a little person sneaking up the fire escape and doing that than having an actual paranormal something moving the chair. That's what he said.
Hard disagree.
Yeah. So they ended up going back there a few years later.
Okay.
And they stepped on the floorboard, and the floorboards in old buildings run full lengths of the room, and the floorboard picked up and moved the chair and moved the dust. So they actually debunked their own finding that they had. So
that's cool. Interesting.
So yeah,
that's respectable.
And that's how he was. He was just like, we were so we couldn't explain it. I would be stoked. Something like that happened, and a few years later, they realized that they were wrong, and that this was the true meaning, and that's what their whole purpose of the group is to find the truth, not find paranormal activity or find non-paranormal activity like the other side, 100% skeptical. They just want to find the truth.
Right.
Now, the next cue I have their group is really good at finding the reasons, like that chair.
Mm-hmm.
They actually debunked some other paranormal investigation groups of what they were saying in that building.
Okay.
So this QQQ is about debunking.
Sure.
Well, it's not working.
We looked at a lot of other things that were going on in there. Many ghost hunting teams had been through there before, back when it was the Cheshire Cat. And everybody was claiming there was this huge, what they were calling a vortex in one corner. And I went over there with an EMF meter and determined that there was an extremely high electromagnetic field in the area for just nothing there. But being who we are, I pulled one of the wall panels off and discovered the main power bus and the security system was right behind the wall there. So
Makes sense.
not a big deal there. Yeah.
So all these people were getting all these crazy electromagnetic field energies from this area, and all of a sudden they were like, it's a vortex. And I looked it up, and this is from paranormaldictionary.com, so this obviously isn't like Webster's dictionary.
Yeah.
But a vortex is a mass of air, water, or energy that spins around very fast, creating a vacuum to pull objects into its empty center, and are theorized to be a vehicle to transport spirits from their realms to ours. So that's what they thought was causing all this paranormal activity, was one of those vortexes, when really it was just like that security panel on the other side of the wall that they found. So they were able to debunk something that other groups were saying were a major find, and they was just like, no, that's just not real. Or not real. It's just that's not factual.
Yeah.
So
This man's like, nah, fuck you guys, you're wrong.
he doesn't do it
He's
like
not
that.
about
Though.
sensationalism. He's about
Yeah,
honesty, integrity.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, because
so.
that's what we are. We pride ourselves on being honest and not being all about sensationalism. Because there's a lot of stories, a lot of places we've investigated that we could have just been like, yeah, dude, a ghost put his thumb up my ass, I swear to God. But we didn't. We're honest about it.
It's very easy, and that's what's difficult in this field. It's very easy to fake evidence or fake results.
Right.
And
it's very easy to be fooled too. Like, not even that you're faking it. That, you thought the chair moved, but it didn't.
Yeah, during our first investigations, we thought we heard footsteps, and there was one of the thing was you could hear footsteps walking around, and it ended up being an air vent flexing and making footstep-like sounds coming from the basement. So
that's episode 1, the Roadhouse. You can listen to it. You can hear us debunk it live.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's just stuff like that we really look into, and I'm like super into the paranormal, but even I
don't know why we.
But you're more skeptic than I am. You're
Doesn't mean I'm not into it.
No, I know, but you mean I'm more like believable. You're more of the
Gullible?
skeptic.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
That sounds like a better word.
I don't know. We just take pride in finding evidence to prove it. Like, because we all want it. We all want it to be true, and we all want to like find really interesting things, but we just can't take
bring
that
a good balance
blind,
to each other.
Yes,
We have legit had episodes that like there's nothing there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. And it is what it is.
Which one was that? Sterling Theater.
So
Sterling Theater,
that one
and then MB Eatery.
Didn't find anything really at either of those, but I mean, we're not. Yeah, like, I mean, but like Anthony's saying, we're not there to like be, the sensationalists. We're just there to actually see what's happening and report on it.
We're not going to be certain TV shows. I'm not going to name names, but
something about adventures. Something.
I don't know. What was that?
Look, he scratched me. Hey, Phil, can you scratch me real quick?
I don't know. Some wonky stuff.
What sucks now is that we can't be in anywhere right now. I know. This sucks, man. It sucks not being able to actually do some investigations and then, show you guys our EVPs and then have videos of our investigation. It sucks. It hurts. But, I still like doing these episodes and I still have fun doing it, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
We're just stuck right now, and it sucks, but at least we're doing something. We're trying to put something out for you guys. Yeah, we might. We have something in the works. So, Q number 4 is them debunking their own team's claims.
QQQ.
So, QQQ.
Well, actually, there's kind of a funny one that goes with it, too, before I go to that. The same guy that was up there listening to the wall sconces, he called downstairs and started yelling at us because he said can you guys quit watching YouTube or whatever it is that you're doing down there because I'm trying to listen up here. And we were being dead quiet.
Listening to watching How to Basic.
So we kind of waited, and he says, I'm still hearing something every once in a while. So I went up and sat down, same room. And after a few minutes, we started to hear his voice kind of muffled coming from the distance. And then we realized what it was. It was saying, if you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. He hit his cell phone in his pocket with something, and it kept redialing. So we were listening to his pocket talking to him.
So yeah,
That's hilarious.
This dude's like, dude, I'm hearing something.
It's
I'm
gonna be
hearing
one of those
something.
situations like, dude, what the fuck, man? Come on.
Oh god, you have to be so.
You're out of
you
the
have so
group.
much egg on your face too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you got to be face palming the shit out of that at that point. Like, I'm sorry, guys, we just wasted 45 minutes listening to my phone.
That's
And I wonder who he was
hilarious.
calling.
I don't know.
I wonder who-
Obviously, it wasn't some. Maybe it was the undead.
Yeah, it was someone that didn't answer. Dick.
Yeah, no.
Hey, with this next year, I'm gonna go potty. So continue.
Okay, so cue number 5 is witness accounts. It's kind of some of the accounts that Jay almost stole from me and overlapped on my interview. But let's just
That
let's
douchebag.
cue right into it, right, Tyler?
Let's go.
Now, there have been a lot of reports in that building. One of my favorite ones was there was a staff member who was closing down for the night. Most of the people were out of the building, not all of them. And as she was walking by the main entrance inside the building, there's a big plate glass window that looks into a little microbrewery that's in the back. And she swears that behind the glass, she saw herself wandering around in the back of the building. So, kind of a doppelganger thing going on.
Huh.
Now, could she have seen a reflection of herself? Kind of panicked because she heard all the ghost stories? Possibly. But, once again, these are the things that are interesting because, obviously you've had this experience when somebody says, 10 years ago, I had this happen to me. Tell me what it was. It's like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't have any way to tell you. There's not enough data. Now, if it happens while I'm there, I'll be able to, be a lot more helpful. But, sometimes we have to tell people, as long as it's not something that's absolutely freaking you out, enjoy it. You got to have an experience that most people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Real or not, it was real to you. So, just kind of enjoy the moment. But since then, we've heard stories of people wandering the building. We've heard multiple stories of seeing Cora bounce down the stairway. And in Nick's room,
Did he just say
they still
bounce?
say that they see somebody wandering around in there. So it's definitely got its spooky stories.
Yo, did he just
So-
say they saw Cora bounce down the stairway?
Yeah.
That's
Like which would
I don't know if that's a very respectful way to put it. We saw her dead body bouncing down the stairs.
I don't know.
Jesus.
But maybe
That's
know.
funny. That was for some reason that was funny.
yeah, it's a different it's an interesting way to describe it, but I mean, I'd say like it'd be pretty accurate watching somebody fall down the stairs. I mean,
agree.
So
I do kind of like how he was talking about. He's like, hey, so you had this happen to you like 10 years ago? Yeah, we can't do anything about that. I don't know what you want us to do. Pretty much. I feel like I get the same thing with when people come and ask me to fix their phone. They're like, hey, so this happened like a week ago. What is it? I don't know. If it happens again, then like I'll figure it out. But like I don't know what happened like a week ago. I have no idea.
Yeah.
That could be a whole lot of things. So
You should just do one of
feel
those.
that.
You should just to fuck with them. They're like, oh, "What happened?" And then you put the phone in front of you, and then put your fingers on your temple, and you just go, "Sorry, man, I can't read anything. I don't know, dude."
I don't
Then
know,
just
man.
walk away.
I'll do it next time.
Then he gets fired.
I'll
be
do
funny.
I'll do that when this
Worth
finally like takes off and we get like sponsored or like some shit by Sprite or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
So-
Sprite.
Q6. What did Cora's ghost look like falling down the stairs? So I asked the question, hey, how did they know it was Cora that was quote unquote bouncing down the stairs? And this is what he had to say.
It was somebody not wearing something time appropriate falling down the stairway.
Okay.
But that's a question we've asked a lot too. And I'll ask you that. Have you ever heard anybody say that they saw a ghost that was wearing like Britney Spears t-shirt?
No.
Yeah, it's always, they were in something from the 1800s. So there's a theory we have about this, that when you die, there's a really limited wardrobe selection, and it's all from the 1800s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's pretty funny. He's got
That's
some
pretty-
humor in him.
That's pretty fucking funny.
So when he was saying like a Britney Spears t-shirt, he's meaning like modern day clothes. Like,
Right.
because whenever somebody sees somebody dead, it's normally in like
Period.
1800s or 1940s or like old school looking clothes.
So it doesn't matter who they died or when they died. The only wardrobe they have is from the 1800s.
1800s. They show up and it's just cowboy themed costumes, like not even good ones either, like really Party City cowboy themed costumes, and you're just like, oh my god,
those stuck up, like wears the nicest, coolest clothes, dies, and then they go to the afterlife, and it's just a wardrobe of these like tattered old rags, and
It's like the good.
you
it's like the
you want me to
Goodwill
wear
stuff.
this?
it's like you're in heaven right now. I don't know about that. I feel like this is hell. And then they get sent to hell,
Yep, boom, gone.
Unironically.
where they're naked. They can't even wear clothes. They're just
So
naked.
he also stated, to be fair though, there's a lot of like hot spots or major events that were happening during that 1800 time period, kind of like crazy traumatic events or whatever that would possibly cause paranormal activity. It happened in the 1800s to 1850s because of things were crazy out in the West. Like, if we're being honest, it was sometimes a lawless land, and when there's lawless stuff, people were massacred or accidents happened and stuff like that. So
did he say that he himself saw this person?
No. These were all eyewitness accounts that he spoke to, that he interviewed himself.
Gotcha.
So, cue number 7: going to places and finding nothing. So this is kind of like what his view is when you go, like us, when we go to places and you couldn't find anything.
Right.
So this is his personal opinion on it.
People is, just because we went there and nothing happened doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means nothing happened while we were there because, we were there for a very short period of time over the point of somebody who lives at the location, who works at the location.
Not haunted, spiritually occupied.
And, there's a lot of things to be said about that. That and the perception that people have of how often something is happening. Because, we'll have somebody call up and say, it just doesn't stop. We're always having this and this and this. And I'll say, okay, as long as you're not completely freaked out about it, let's do some background here first. And what I'll ask them, I'm like, okay, what I want you to do is keep a diary. And anytime you have something that you think might be related to this, write it down. Say what happened. And, you can even go back and, say this happened on this day or this day. And let's give it a couple of weeks. And, well, that way, if there's some sort of a pattern to it, we'd be able to find it that way, too. Because the odds of us coming in for one night in the middle of a 30-year stretch for them being there are pretty slim.
Yeah.
So the thing that we found out is once you ask people to do, keeping a diary thing, is they realize that it's not usually happening as much as they perceive it to be, but because it scares them, it seems like it's happening all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he had some like really cool like things that their group does that you don't normally hear. Like, so his group is called upon a lot for people that are like dealing with some stuff in the house, like possible paranormal activity, and they're freaked out and they don't know what to do. So his group will go there and try to help them or try to alleviate some of the stress around it and that kind of stuff.
Do they get paid to do that?
That I don't know. I didn't ask him.
How do you get into
on that
field?
one?
How do you get in that
So-
field?
Right.
I mean, when you've been around for 22 years in your respected paranormal group, people just tend to kind of ask you to help them out. So
How do you get respected? That's my question.
being around for 22 years and
not have a podcast like this.
yeah, it's true.
Bottom
That's
of the rung.
100% true.
God damn it.
Yep, back to the bottom. But that it's stuff like that, like asking somebody to write down in the journal every time that they're having a possible paranormal experience, and then seeing, is there something related? There may be something happening outside, like that's time related, that maybe every Tuesday or whatever it happens, and it's actually garbage truck driving by or something causing vibrations or whatever.
On a Tuesday.
Like it's ways that you can find and take factors out of it and really get into the core of, is it paranormal or not?
Right.
And you know, when things are going crazy, people are like, it happens every day, because it feels like it's happening every day. Well, when they're writing it down, they're seeing it's not actually happening every day. It's happening less frequently than they expect, just because they're freaked out, which makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
So
They do.
he just they're very analytical and they're very thorough, and I can respect that. Yeah, and I really respect that in this group. So cue number 8 is what else did they find in the investigation besides that chair that they debunked and some stuff that really wasn't anything? And this is what he had to say at the Yak and Yeti pub.
Thanks.
As far as anything, quote, unexplainable, absolutely nothing, but tons of first-hand accounts. It was the people, like I say, the woman telling us that she saw her own doppelganger walking through the back of the building, or many people saying that they would, see people walking around when they were the ones closing down. And another popular one was they would hear people walking around on the second floor when nobody had actually gone up to the second floor. So, and one other thing that I think is interesting in all the years of doing this, based on the type of a location it is, especially, the ghost stories become very similar. It's like, go to a haunted hotel, there's going to be children running around, and usually one of them has a ball that they're bouncing.
Yeah.
That's just...
You could probably blame that on pop culture for kind of engraving specific ghost stories that your mind could really play tricks on you.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I mean, that's one of the things, especially with our private cases. We'll have a family call us in, and that's one of the first things I ask them is, so how much paranormal TV do you watch?
So he didn't find anything at the Yak and Yeti. But like he said, he's got a ton of eyewitness accounts of stuff there. So that's why he's not saying it's 100% not spiritually occupied. He's just like, we didn't find anything. And, and like he said earlier, the amount of time that these people working there or going there or owning the business are there a lot longer than his one-night investigation.
Yeah, right.
So...
And that goes along with something I always say when it comes to something I truly believe, which, I mean, it's true. You're right about it being, pop culture to an extent, because when you're in the dark, your brain doesn't know that. It tries to make sense of what's not there. So you see dark, your brain tries to fill in the blanks. So if you watch, like you said, watch a lot of paranormal activity, like paranormal TV, or if you've seen The Shining recently, or you watched a lot as a kid and you have a very vivid memory of the movie, when you're in a hotel in a dark alley or a dark room or a dark hallway, your brain maybe puts images that it thinks makes sense there, and then it'll trick you and make you think you saw something. Yeah. It happens a lot.
You're always going to be on edge in the darkness. It's just an inherent thing for humans. Instincts. Because when we were Neanderthals,
we said this
joking,
before,
I've said it before. I'm joking. I'm joking when I say Neanderthals, but when we were a very young species, we feared the dark. It's why fire was so important, because we could see.
And to eat.
And to eat. Creatures would be stalking in the shadows and stuff like that. It's understandable why we have an inherent fear of the darkness around us. And I think that on edge can sometimes play tricks on people.
People are afraid of the unknown, and the darkness is the unknown.
100% agree. So the final cue that I have was just tips that he wanted to give us. It's just something to put the generic movie role of the older person passing on to his young Padawan, his young Mr. Miyagi style Karate Kid and awesome. This is what he had to say.
Okay.
Belong to us.
Number one thing, forget about any beliefs you have, forget about any preconceived notions, use critical thinking, use the scientific method as best as possible, because obviously you can't use it 100% because of the conditions that we're working in, but at least it's a nice stepping point. Learn how to use the equipment, and especially since you've done investigations non-paranormal, use the same techniques. Interview techniques with people are very important. And, that's something else that I think is important that a lot of people don't bring into it, is if you go to somebody's house, odds are if they're having a paranormal experience, there's some sort of a religious belief system in place with this people, family, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you believe one thing doesn't mean they do. And I've seen more people hurt by being inflicted with other people's religions than any ghost story could have ever done to them. So being able to go in, and this is another huge study area for me, which I really enjoy, is religions.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to somebody's house that's, let's say you go to somebody's house and you say, what religion are you? I want to be able to understand your perception of this. And they say that they're, Hindu. And now I've got, for example, a group that had gone through there and they told them they have demons. Demons are a Christian construct.
Yeah.
So telling them they have demons is, and people hate when I say it, kind of the equivalent of me telling them they have bridge trolls. It's not a concept that's relevant to them.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to help people based on what they believe is really important. I mean, if we go to some...
So, obviously they do a little bit more helping than we do.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a super interesting soundbite towards the end. And it may be an unpopular opinion because everyone wants to tag evil spirits with the demon name and stuff like that just because it's kind of like not the cool thing, but like the stereotypical thing to do because
it's creepy.
It's creepy.
Demons.
And let's be honest, Christianity runs pretty deep in the United States. I mean, not saying everyone is Christian, but it just runs.
Christianity, just religion in general. Most of wars are fought because of religion.
Yeah. And like he explained earlier, did you know what kind of food that Yak and Yeti is? It Indian food, right? Is it? I know it's
question.
Asian food. I believe it's Tyler. Do you want to look that up? I believe it's Indian food, but he was explaining when they first went there. And I lost the soundbite in the interview. It was a very long interview. We talked for like an hour and 15 minutes just shooting the shit and kind of
at the same time. Nice.
Yeah, I know. And like it was really interesting because I was picking his brain on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But he was explaining like in I forgot what ethnicity the owner is, but in his country's like beliefs for spirits, they're Casper-like ghosts. They joke around. They may be jokesters, but they're pretty harmless. And when you come in and be like, "There's a demon here," and he comes here and listens to how Americans tell their ghost stories, which he explained is ghosts like murder you or they'll hurt you and that kind of stuff. It scared him and it put him on edge. And I think that's why he eventually reached out to them in general. So you got to be aware of the people that you're dealing with at these locations if they're asking for help because you could hurt.
I mean, even if they're not asking for help, if you're going to do a ghost investigation, keep the lingo to yourself. If they ask you for help, then try to help them. If you're just asking them to investigate just because you heard and they're like, okay, yeah, sure, don't go up to them and be like, yeah, you guys are haunted and you're gonna die. Or just say, we found some, just some of the stuff we do. We're like, yeah, we found some cool stuff, and then we kind of like mirror the way they talk about it. If they've seen some things and they talk to us, yeah, I saw a ghost, then we'll refer to it as a ghost. Right. They say, I hear voices or I've seen a spirit, then we'll refer to it as voices and a spirit. But we're not going to come up to him and be like, yeah, Satan's in here. He's sending, demons out to fucking kill you.
Yeah, it's just, it's going to, and he even had a story, and I didn't really soundbite this, but because I didn't know if it would be, I guess, content, worthy. Sure. But now that we're talking about it, he had a private owner, a house owner that was dealing with some stuff, contact him and say, I wish I would have contacted you first. I contacted another group. They did their investigation. They said there were 5 evil spirits here, or bad, mean spirits, and they were only able to take 3. They told me I had to deal with the other 2 on my own. Like, what the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ.
What is that?
What is that?
Yeah.
That almost sounds like they were trying to, like a An RMR.
cop out.
Like it
Like,
was RMR, recurring revenue or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, go ahead and we can only take 3, so you might want to get it back here so we can get the other 2.
It's like
terrible.
your cloud storage is over. You need to buy more cloud storage. You got to upgrade your paranormal activity.
Your meter's full.
The
We're gonna have
ultimate
to,
version where you get 5 ghosts taken out of your house, not 3.
That's
like
so
that's
stupid.
just
Yeah.
like. And can you imagine? Like these people reached out to this group because they were terrified because
Right.
some stuff was happening in their home. Whether I don't know, I didn't get too much into it, but they're scared either way.
Right.
And they just told them that you got 2. We got 3, but you got to deal with 2 on your own.
There's still
Right.
some
Good
here, by
luck.
the way.
That's stupid.
Like think of how nerve-wracking that is. Like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And that's where people in this field, where you have the be respectful thing that we talk about, is so freaking important.
yeah,
Because
in everything you do, honestly.
yeah,
But
in everything, yeah. But like, we're lucky because we don't really do private houses and stuff like that because of this reason. And
Right.
most of the places we go to, kind of, they're all about the paranormal or they're interested in it.
Yeah.
They're not like scared by it
yeah.
too much.
One of the things I say is, if we start going into people's houses and then the other people that listen to the podcast say, oh, all we have to do is say that we're haunted and we can be on an episode of a podcast. Sweet. Yeah. Let's tell them we're haunted. It's just,
Yeah.
People like sensationalism too. So
Right.
yeah.
So by
Yeah, I got
by
you.
the way, the owner is originally from a village in eastern Nepal, and
Okay.
he started his culinary career in India. So he's
Yeah.
got a lot of Indian and Nepal influence in the food that he makes. there.
Nepalese.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yep. I just wanted to thank you for looking that up, Tyler, because I didn't want to be disrespectful to the restaurant. Because
Right.
from what I heard, it's got great reviews. It looks
Yeah.
like it's super good.
These
so.
pictures look fucking fire. We need to go here.
Can- yeah, I agree.
Bro.
Or Tyler, post some pictures up here
Oh
of
my
the food.
god. Yo.
Yeah, please.
This shit
we're all secret foodies.
Dude, this shit looks good.
Yep.
All right, keep going.
No one's a secret foodie.
We're all just
Jake,
foodies.
what was the website for that for Rocky Mountain Paranormal? Was it
I just closed
www.rockymountainparanormal.com?
out of it, but yeah, I believe so. Let me.
Yeah, he's gonna find that real quick.
You want to do a
It's
little
Rocky
shout out?
Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, I'm giving him a
Paranormal.
shout out for helping us out. So I just want to make sure.
RockyMountainParanormal.com.
Okay.
Yep.
And they're also Rocky Mountain Paranormal Research Society.
Yes, that's the full name. Yeah.
Yep, that's the full name, and that's on Facebook.
Yep.
So take a look at their stuff. Brian helped us out a lot, so that's why
Yeah.
we're giving him a shout out. But that's going to conclude my interviews.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much going to conclude episode number 9 of the Haunting Table here in Arvada, Colorado, at the Yeti Brewpub.
Yeah, buddy.
Awesome.
Heck
Awesome.
yeah.
So thank you everybody for stopping by, and we appreciate your patronage, even if it's just in the value of listening. We appreciate it.
Before we close out, though, are we doing any shout outs, right? We have one person to shout out for.
Yeah. Hey, relax, bud. Get in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
You
sorry.
know how I do.
Sorry.
You know how I do the ending.
I don't.
This ain't news,
It's
bud.
always different.
But anyway, now you got me off track. Now I got to remember where I was. But yeah, so thank you everybody for coming by. I appreciate it. Of course, like we said in the beginning of the episode, please, if you listen to the podcast and you like it, shoot over to the podcast apps, being Spotify or the purple icon iTunes podcast app, and give us a 5-star review and leave a review. Doesn't matter what you say, as long as you say something. It helps move us up the charts, so that way we can be seen by more and maybe turn this into a job if we start getting more people
That'd be
out
awesome.
there. But yeah, it would. But if you,
I agree.
We were on for Spotify. We had a few people send us screenshots or pictures of us being like their top podcast of the year,
yeah,
and
that was
I'm
awesome.
pretty
That was
happy about
awesome.
that. One person sent, and it was like 800 something minutes of listening to our stupid ass voices talk.
Right?
So that's
Thank you
pretty.
for
That's pretty cool.
listening to that.
Yeah.
800.
Also get medical treatment for your ears.
Yeah.
But
You might need to get checked on now.
For
800
STDs.
hours of having to listen to us. I couldn't imagine having to listen to myself for that long. I have to listen to myself in real life, and I have to block myself out. But if you do like what we do and you want to help support us, you can do that by, like I said, giving us 5-star reviews. You can head over to our social media accounts, being haunting_table for Tinder. I keep wanting to say Tinder for Instagram and Twitter. We do have a Tinder. Catch us on that.
Yeah, we're coming up on 500. We're coming up on the 500 connections on Tinder.
500 matches. Nice. Actually,
we're getting there.
You know what we should do moving forward, just as a funny little gag here. Anthony, go ahead and pull that up and find a funny story, something that you said to somebody that you matched with on Tinder.
Okay.
And while you're doing that,
yeah, I can do it.
Go ahead and do you want to do the shout out for the donation we got and then read his note, or do you want me to? Because I have it pulled up right now.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I don't even. No, I don't have it pulled up. So if you got it, yeah.
So yeah, if you do want to support us, like I was saying, you can go over there and check all that stuff out. You can go to our Gmail account, thehauntingtable@gmail.com. You could send us tips and tricks on how to podcast better, on how to investigate better, even places you want us to go to investigate that you can get us into. That'd be awesome. Or if you just, like I said, have tips on what you want us to do better for a podcast. If you have ideas, something we can add to the mix to make it more interesting. Or if you are extremely generous in a monetary way and you want to help produce the episode, which then helps us be able to go out and do these investigations more often, you can head over to paypal.me/thehauntingtable. It pops up with my name, Jake Woods. So don't be afraid. This is the Haunting Table. I don't know why it says my name, but it does. And actually, I want to give a shout out to somebody that donated $50. So thank you so much to Nathan. I'm going to leave his last name out just in case, for anonymity. But thank you, Nathan, so much for your $50 donation. We appreciate it. He left a donation, says happy holidays and keep up the ghost work. Keep up the good work, Ghost Nutters.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
Ghost Nutters. Let's
Thank
go,
you,
Nutters.
bro.
Well, thank you so much for that donation. We appreciate you, buddy. But yeah, so moving forward, there is going to be, hopefully soon, Tyler, go ahead and take the helm on this one. What do we got coming up for merch and for Patreon?
We so we still have our Patreon going. That would be at Patreon at should be haunting_table as well, just like our Instagram and everything. So we got that. We are reworking the tiers. Probably gonna talk about it tonight actually, so we can get some merchant stuff in there because we got some plans for that. We are going to where'd my mouse go? There's my mouse. Nice. I found probably a place that we're gonna run our merch through, which actually be pretty awesome because instead of us just telling you what we have, you can choose what you want. I guess would be the best way of describing this. And then it'll.
And I think we have some masks in the work too, right?
Hell yeah, we have everything, bro. You can put our awesome logo on whatever you want. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited.
Put it on a butt plug fidget spinner.
Yeah,
I dare you.
We don't have those, but we will get them.
Please don't. Please don't. I don't want to see a picture of that in Tinder.
Fucking
Hey, look what I have.
Send
it to our
No,
email.
I don't.
Send it to our email.
I don't want to see
Fucking
that
watch
shit.
Yo, if you send me a video of a butt plug fidget spinner with our logo on it, I'll give you $10. Promise.
Oh no.
But we're gonna have
continue.
our hopefully our merch store up soon. We're gonna get our website going, which will have the idea is it'll have everything there, so you can go to just our website. Right. It'll have all of our socials, links to everything, to Patreon, to producer tabs, so you can go right to our PayPal if you feel so inclined to do. We'll have just kind of everything, honestly, on there. That's the plan. So hopefully that'll all be done by we'll say end of the year for sure. But I'm shooting for
sure.
Yeah, but I'm shooting to try to get this done either this week or next week, I guess would be the plan. But we got that. That'll be exciting. I'm pumped about that. I'm kind of pumped to have a fucking website.
Speaking of merch, everybody, look at what we're wearing here. This was the demo merch. We're gonna be selling these soon. You want to go ahead and show the back? My camera's flipped, so you want to show the back? The Haunting Table. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. These are the professional style hoodies where it's just the logo on the front. We have other things. We got other stuff in the work, but this is my favorite. I love it. I love the way it looks, and hopefully soon everybody will be able to get their little fingies on them. But Anthony, did you get a cool little story popped up for the Tinder?
Yes.
The Tinder? So we're gonna make this an ongoing thing. Every time I mention our Tinder, get ready. When we're done with the episode, get ready to pull it up. Go for it.
Yep. So, the way that we have our Tinder set, we have it set for everybody. Doesn't matter what sexuality you are. If you like ghosts, we fucking got you. And this is what was sent to a Dominic. I see you drive Uber. Well, that's a lot of driving with annoying-ass clients. Why don't you keep the drunks quiet and entertain them with our podcast, The Haunting Table? And then I go into the plug of like what we are, and then the link. So
he didn't respond.
No, he didn't. He left us unread.
Next time, read one of the responses. Read one of the people that respond.
All right, I got you.
If you get a good one, maybe get their okay to put it on there next time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like it's just the first name.
Yeah, I dare you to pinpoint that one Dominic.
Hey, you never know. Someone might know. You never know.
Nope.
I do. I do know. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Never know.
But anyway, so yeah, that's gonna wrap up episode number 9. Anybody else got anything else to say?
Nope. Just thanks for the support.
Yep.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody, for your support.
Show.
Keep listening. Now that we're doing these remote episodes, we're going to be able to do one every single Monday.
Yeah.
Every Monday. And then hopefully at the end of every month, at the beginning of every month, we're going to have at least one investigation episode, which is who we are and what we do. So I'd like to have more, but considering the times and considering that it costs a lot of money to do that, we're going to stick to these being the majority remote episodes. Hopefully you like that. If not, pound sand. Just kidding. Love you. Please don't pound sand. But
please give us feedback.
There's nothing we can do about it.
And we will try our best.
So anyway, until next time, stay safe, everybody, and happy haunting.
Haunting.
You messed that up, Anthony, so bad. It was great.